Hello, it is January 11th, 2020. Continuing this part two of the mental health episode. And I'm just going to be really brief on this subject because last episode was kind of lengthy. I am going to answer the question that I was asked about mental health and health insurance, which is going to be something that is very subjective and very, very important. First off, I mentioned about culture, how a lot of people are aware and have feelings and being diagnosed, and just there's an overall environment nowadays of concerned over mental health. A couple of the most important things you can do is be a listener. If you, the listener, are having feelings and feelings of depression, thoughts of suicide, things of that nature, find somebody you can trust, who you can talk to, somebody who you know is not going to tell somebody else, the whole world, whatever, the things that you confide into them about. Find somebody you can trust. If you're somebody who has a friend who has mental health issues, you want to be there for them, listen to them, try to find resources and things that help out your friend. There's also, if you have somebody you cannot trust, somebody you can't confide in, there is help available. There is a National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which is at 1-800-273-8255. Once again, that's 1-800-273-8255. A lot of times, like I mentioned, we have things that are overwhelming, things that bother us, things that we have experienced in our lifetime, trauma, things that we feel that we pushed away for a long time and resonate back within us as individuals and come back to haunt us, so to speak. So, what do? We need to confide in somebody. You need to, if you feel the need to be outspoken and not be so private with the things that may be ailing you, because just like I may have mentioned before in the previous episode, they call it mental health for a reason. Your mind, your emotional state, your mental health, those all things go together. Having a clean car, a clean house, brushing your teeth, something as simple as brushing your teeth, combing your hair, those things make you feel good. You look in the mirror, you feel good. Those things are embedded in you to actually make you feel a certain way. All those things take a toll on you. You're having a bad day at work. You don't like your job. You don't deal well with maybe a relationship you're in. Those things are things that are going to take a toll on you. Then you're going to start sleeping more. Those things are going to be bothering you. You're going to let go of your physical state. These are all things that take a toll on your, not just your physical appearance, your emotional, mental states. So, that was a nervous laugh. Because this is very serious, and this is not this subject matter and a lot of other subject matters I've spoken about and will speak about in the future. Not the easiest things to speak about, especially a lot of times that we, depending on the types of individuals we are, we could tend to keep private matters private within ourselves or within a very small network of individuals. Because of that, we need resources. I just mentioned confiding in somebody, the suicide prevention hotline. Um, there's one thing that most networks of health insurance, and this is providing a question. The question was, can we go to and are recommended to go to a doctor for our physical health, but it isn't much required to get into our mental health checked out? So with that question, I was asked by a listener. There are health insurances that, and I pluralize that, there's multiple health insurances that do cover mental health, and I believe there's a law called the Purity Act, and hopefully I can pronounce that again. The Mental Health Parity Act, Parity, Parity Act, and it's an act that is supposed to require most mental health to be covered in health insurance. However, that is something that is health insurances don't actually specify or actually have discretions in terms and conditions for. Not all mental health issues are something that they feel are not, their health insurance or benefits won't benefit you as a person. More often than not, you can't x-ray your mental health. You can have psychiatric evaluations. You can see a therapist, a psychiatrist, talk to them about your problems, talk about your depressions, lack of sleeping. You'll be given some sort of medication, but it's up to their discretion, and not every network covers, just like any form of health. They're within a certain network, and not every psychiatrist are covered within your network. Not every ailment is to their discretion. There's not a lot of things are very covered by various issues. So yes, indeed, there are ways that they can be treated. However, not every network, not every psychiatrist is covered, and being that they're not covered, you have to do out-of-pocket pays, things of that nature, because they're just not covered. So as we are in 2020, not a lot of you will think that we end up in 2020. Now is the time. Everybody, it's the start of the year. Everybody has these resolutions. Everybody's trying to live better, be better. Some people have tough times sticking with their resolutions. Some people don't have any resolutions at all. And as we try to better ourselves, as we try to say, hey, we're going to go get our health checked up, you have to find a network that will cover it. And a lot of these laws are not laws that, there's not a lot of push for these laws. Many years ago, there was a tour called the Plea for Peace tour. It was started, I believe, with Mike Park, from owner of Asian Man Records, owner of, he was actually, in a band called Skanky Pickle as well. He had a tour. I happened to go to a show. It was the first time I ever seen this band called Thursday. I'm not going to get too much into music in this episode, but it's in the background for what the story I'm about to mention. Every year they would pick a charity or an awareness. They would have booklets, pamphlets. Some years would be animal rights. It would take PETA with them. The year that I happened to go to see Thursday, I think Alkaline Trio was playing, Lawrence Arms. Anyway, I happened to catch Mike Park. I was passing by him. He asked me about signing a petition to make to have more awareness, more financial backing. They wanted to send a law to the different states that they were they were traveling in for the tour. The major thing they wanted to pass was more awareness, more backing money for the suicide hotline. At the time, it was known as like the suicide hotline. It's now the mental health prevention hotline, because they want to make it more inclusive, not just suicide hotline, being sad, being depressed. There's a lot of, like I mentioned before, music, culture that is back behind how we feel, how we talk, and interact with one another. So with those tours, with that awareness, we need to be more vocal, more aware. Maybe if you're feeling charitable, donate to mental health organizations, champion those organizations, promote them in the sense that you want to have awareness for them. Because without those organizations, who are certain people who have nobody to turn to. And another thing too is with those charities, those things I was mentioning about the mental health hotline or mental health organizations. I know connecting with trauma as mental health. RAIN, I believe it's Rape and Incest National Network. I messed up the acronym, but you can look them up. They're RAIN, RAINN, and that organization gives people a number to talk to when they are recently in the news, whether it's Harvey Weinstein. I don't want to name names like celebrities or whatever, but if you are watching something and it's triggering you or bringing back some feelings of trauma or what have you, there are people you can call, people you can talk to about that, because they are rape survivors or what have you. So just as those organizations have awareness, and on social media they'll talk about, hey, are you feeling this way because you saw this thing in the news? Call us. Same thing with mental health organizations. If you feel it's a problem, you know somebody who has issues with mental health, back them. Make people aware that these organizations are alive and well and ready for you to listen, or to listen to you, to recommend psychiatrists, recommend help. There's always help. So if you feel a certain way, back these organizations. And hope a lot of these episodes, I know the last one was a little lengthy on details, I want to give more episodes like this a chance. Any and all questions, feel free. The Clean Canvas Podcast on Instagram. You can also ask questions on this channel, something you'd be interested in. Hey, I'll give it a shot, and maybe the topic you want to discuss, I'll record and find the resources. Maybe if there is something you want to talk about, you want sources of where I got some of this information from, or need some resources regarding mental health issues, I would be more happy to help you with that. Because everybody nowadays has something that, whether it's physical, cancer, health, or whatever, as well as mental health ailments. So with that, I bid farewell to the next episode. Hope you enjoy this. I try to, once again, try to make these as short as possible. I know I can talk a lot. Thank you once again on IG, Instagram, the Clean Canvas Podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I have some music-related episodes coming up, and I hope you enjoy those as well. Until next time, be safe, stay positive.